Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. Down in Newport, off of Bayside. I'm on the other side of the island today. So that's the island over there that I walk on a lot. This is the other side. And want to talk about some doomsday scenarios with the debt ceiling debacle. And how everybody's getting ready for a problem because they just can't seem right now to get this thing negotiated. So before I get into that, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to sign up for Christmas in May. You can go to christmasinmay.com. And today we have a sponsor, which is Ageless Multi-Collagen, and I'll talk about them a little bit later. But right now, there are problems when it comes to the banking situation. And banks are preparing as if there's going to be a debt crisis with the debt ceiling not being solved. Now, I get people that say, don't worry, they're just going to raise to the last minute like they always do, Dan. That's what's going to happen. Well, this time it's a little different. And I want people to understand that because we're seeing things that we haven't seen in the past where banks right now are preparing for this thing to be completely unraveled. Okay? So they're preparing their clients, they're preparing themselves, they're cutting back in such a huge way right now that they are letting employees know what's going to happen if this thing doesn't get resolved. Now, stocks really haven't swung much. A couple hundred points here, a couple hundred points there. But the first thing is, there are 7 doomsday, things that would happen that they say. And if this thing doesn't get resolved, stocks are going to crash. You're going to have a massive stock market crash. And how much? Who knows? I've seen things 25%, 40%, but it's not going to be good. It's going to be utter chaos in the markets if this thing does not get resolved. So that's the first thing. But the banks are preparing themselves. The negotiations with Kevin McCarthy and Joe Biden just haven't got anything resolved yet. Now, the Australia trip and the Japan trip with Joe Biden, he's decided to cut that short, which, why he's even going, I don't get it in the first place, but it makes no sense. So that's not going to happen right now. Okay? So there's that. The markets would feel this in such a huge way that it would be catastrophic. Banking, as we know it, would be utterly destroyed. And I want to give you some scenarios that were sent to me that make a lot of sense. And they say, number 2, we would have a sudden recession. Well, guys, okay, what is this that we're living through right now? When you have Home Depot that's down $1 billion in sales, what is this? Okay? Are they a bad company all of a sudden? You know they're not. You know that people are not spending money like they did before. What's going to happen if this thing gets shut off is you're going to have, everybody, every city, I don't care if you're in the best city in the country or in the world, you have people that are on those EBT cards. That's what we call them here in California. And they get their meals, they get fed from that because it's basically the welfare card. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it. But that is going to be shut off if this thing goes south. And the problem with that is you would have chaos in the streets. One thing that's happening right now is you're having crime escalate out of control in so many different cities. There are staged robberies where people in Chicago are running into each other to block traffic and then getting out of the car and everybody goes, oh my gosh, these people got into a car accident that was totally staged, and then they rob everybody. Stay in your cars, get out of there. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Don't get involved if you don't have to. Seriously. If it doesn't involve you, get out of there. Be safe. If you walk out to your car, especially ladies, and you see anything on your vehicle that doesn't look right, don't investigate and peel it off and look at it. You don't want to worry about anything that it could be laced with, but you don't want anybody to spot you. You want to get out of there and get to a safe place, or even call the police from your car and lock the door. But this is going to look like a Black Friday. Remember Black Friday like 10 years ago when they'd sell the TV set for $19 and people would wait in line and then they'd rush the Walmart and we'd all watch those things Thanksgiving Day, we'd be stuffing our face and watching those videos of everybody, crashing through the Walmart just to get that $19 TV set. It's going to be like that, but it's going to be with people with no money. And they're going to take out, carts full of food. And one of my favorite stories in the last week that I didn't share yet was a man had filled up his groceries and went to Walmart and had basically hundreds of dollars and a month's worth of groceries. And they said, oh, we don't want you to go through the cashier line. We want you to go to the self-checkout. He said, I didn't come here to work. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Going to shop someplace else. But he was there over an hour shopping and didn't want to stand for it. So just pushed the food away, and that was that. But I'm not, his line was, I'm not here to work, okay? So I don't know what he does for a living. Maybe he's a cashier. But funny, you know? So he wasn't going to tolerate this, and he wasn't about to do self-checkout. So people are fed up right now. People are tired. People don't want to deal with anything. So the next thing, sudden recession, yeah, that I don't believe. I believe that we're in a recession. This will be depressionary instantly if this happens, because you'll have things shut off. You'll have municipalities that won't be able to pay their bills. You'll have lights at the park not go on. You'll have certain things that will not work in a normal, timely, safe fashion instantly if this thing doesn't get resolved. So, well, how can that be, Dan? You know, my city is a good city. It's not that, guys. It's just the backside of this place by the yacht club. Us peasants get to walk in the service entrance out here. Everything will be cut back. Every business that has any sense will not be, you know, conducting business. Make sure you're going to get paid from clients right now, guys. Make sure you're going to get paid right now. Your bank cards will not work. Your debit cards will not work. You will not have normal transactions be conducted if this thing does not get resolved. And people are like, oh, it always gets resolved, Dan. It's always going to get fixed. Okay, that's the case usually, 99% of the time. But what if it's different this time? What if it's different? Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. Have you noticed more wrinkles, bags under your eyes, your skin tightening? One thing that you can do is you can take Ageless Multi-Collagen. Collagen will help you with that. It will help you with your hair health, your nail health, and your skin health. The reason why I take it is for the joint health. And it has made wonders. I've taken it over the last month, and I've really enjoyed it. I take it with my coffee every morning, and it's tasteless, but you should try Ageless Multi-Collagen. Go with Health with Dan and check out their website. You can save 51% off. They have 5 different collagens from 4 different sources, and it doesn't matter if you're 20 or in your 90s. Our skin takes a beating every day, being out in the sun and just getting older. There's things that we need to do that can help us with that, and taking collagen is one of the best things you can do. It's been called a cure-all with some people, but take advantage of it today and take a look at Ageless Multi-Collagen. Use the link Health for Dan below and sign up today and save 51%. Now, the next thing would be the federal employees. They would be furloughed. You would have to have some essential workers that would have to stay to keep certain things open. So you'd have to have air traffic controllers, you'd have to have certain security people, you'd have to have certain positions in management where they would work, but they wouldn't get paid. They'd be working for free during that time. So it's kind of an interesting way of, you know, thinking about this. And there's a lot of jokes out there that I've already had people send me. It'll be the first time. They barely earn their money anyways, Dan. So anyways, that would be the next thing, would be the government workers would be furloughed. Okay, now this is the tough one, which goes to the EBT cards, is that the Medicare and Social Security payments would instantly cease. And that would be a huge problem, because you have people that rely on every cent of that money and barely scrape by on what they get. But the problem with the Medicare and the Medicaid not getting paid is that the doctors wouldn't get paid. You wouldn't get your medicine. You wouldn't get your doctor's appointments. You wouldn't get any procedures you were going to have done, instantly canceled, instantly done, because these people don't care about you. They don't want to work for you. They will do it only if they're getting paid. And without that, that's not going to happen. So the EBT thing is an absolute debacle, though. That is serious, guys, because you're going to see a lot of people that the only money that they have is the Social Security and those EBT cards. So get ready. That would be horrible if that happened. And that's how that would, you know, how many people you know that would be affected by that? I know a ton right now that would be affected by that. A ton of my subscribers also. The U.S. borrowing costs would absolutely soar through the roof. For us to go out and get money to run the country, the price would ratchet up exponentially. And this would be huge for us because we're having trouble servicing the debt right now. This is why this whole system is about to collapse, because these rising interest rates, and even just a few points that they've gone, 5%, we've all seen interest rates. Anybody who's, over 30 has seen higher interest rates in their adult life. The rest of us, know that we've seen higher interest rates surely than what we have now. I'll never forget, my ex-wife and I were doing high fives when we got a 5.4% mortgage on our home. Okay. So, we were just, oh my God, look at what we did. Isn't this great? Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Okay. You're going to see mortgages go through the roof if this goes south. The 8, 9, 10% instantly, if you can get a mortgage. That's the thing. Oh, but you're not working right now. Remember that. So that's how this stuff plays out. Economic problems would spread around the world. This is number 6. And you would see problems globally where markets and, social anxiety would happen around the globe if we go down, because we're the bellwether. We're the stable ones. Remember that? We're the ones that everybody wants to be like. I'll be like Mike. So keep walking out here between these rich people's boats and checking this out. So there's that. So the stability of our country is important right now. And I think that there's a lot of people that don't care about the stability of our country right now, and especially the people that live here. It's awful. So it's going to be interesting to see how the markets start to react, because each day I've been told by the end of this week, this is when it will start to be chaos in the marketplace. And you'll start to see a real toll on this. Look at some of these boats. They're just lovely. Look at that thing. Take that thing around the world. That thing is beautiful, man. This is the public side, guys, that you can walk on. It's just crazy. Got this whole beautiful section down here. Just lovely. Get a mook with a camera and he's just walking around. So, the 7th one is our dollar dropping in value globally. Now, we've heard about the yuan, and we've heard about, I've had people keep sending me the Dave Ramsey stuff where it's like, hey, every country has their own dollar, has their own type of money. Brazil does, China does, and we're supposed to worry about them using our dollar? Yes, we are, Dave. We are. I love Dave Ramsey's advice, except for his arrogance. Man, oh man, I just tone it down like just one notch. Just one notch. Robert Kiyosaki, same thing. Used to love Robert Kiyosaki, but this guy is just, was really rude to the ninja of all people. And just, man, oh man, okay, you're successful. Smile a little bit, man. Be happier. But Dave Ramsey, man, it's just like the way he responds to people, and somebody forwarded an email that he had sent them, where he just basically told the guy he was stupid for worrying about this. Hey, you have a lot in your mind. You should worry about other things than this. Oh, okay. So, thanks, Dave. Globally, this would be disastrous if this happens. Now, I think that they're going to resolve this at the 11th hour, like they always do. That's what I think is going to happen. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Do you think that these are legitimate? Do you think that this is serious? Again, the federal employees with, the work stoppage and things like that, that's the minor part of it. But all the other problems globally, and share your thoughts. If this article, if that missed something, share your thoughts on what I missed and what else is going to happen that I should have mentioned. Now, Great article below about how Wall Street is bracing for this debacle, because even if it gets resolved, damage could be done severely to our economy if it doesn't get resolved quick enough. Now, Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, those executives were in front of Congress this week, and Elizabeth Warren, she wants Greg Beckler, yes, to be charged with insider trading because of the scam that he pulled with Silicon Valley Bank and selling his stock just right before it went down. Here's the thing, guys. We know now because there was that Fed report by the FDIC talking about how they were in trouble 3 weeks before they went down, and he was selling the stock. La 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 la. Oh, well, that's just timing, huh? That you called us out and said that we're a bank that could potentially go down. So, and again, I'm not a fan of Elizabeth Warren. Don't even waste the keystroke. Okay, delete, delete, delete. Okay, I'm not at all. But this makes sense. This is a question that should be asked by anybody. So, Greg Beckler, Scott Shea, Eric Howell, she asked those executives from Silicon Valley and Signature Bank, hey, you guys going to give back the bonuses and all the money you got right before you went down, all the executive pay that you got paid 2 weeks before the banks went down? Yeah, okay. Criminals, okay? I mean, come on, guys, okay? Just a fluke that they went out of business? As we put together an executive team for a company that we're selling stock in, and doing this and all the regulations and all the things, Dan, you can't talk about. What I can talk about here on the channel, what I can't talk about, what I can talk about to investors, everything. These guys knew everything. You have to know. So this is the thing that's going to come up years from now with these banks, is that, Warren Buffett's buying all these bank stocks right now. Michael Burry's put a bunch of money into these places. Did he lose money? Did he make money? We don't know yet. But Michael Burry's a pretty smart cat, and I'm not worried about him. But I just think that these guys have been bailed out time and again. And now Elizabeth Warren asks the tough questions. Questions I'd like to ask. Wouldn't you like to ask these executives? When did you know about this? I don't know. So were you upside down? Senator Joe Kennedy, let's switch sides for a second. Senator Joe Kennedy starts asking questions of these guys about, when did you know? Did you think that these investments into treasury bonds were good when traditionally they're not, when interest rates go up? Yeah, okay. That's the guy in charge of your money. Okay, again, Fat Cat Country Club, golf course, when's the buffet? Do you have any Prosecco? Come on. Okay? That's what they care about, not us. Not about you, about their friends. That's it. So, okay, another nice one. Even nicer. So it gets ridiculous though. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Let me know what you think. Just really curious. And again, Joe Kennedy nailed him too. So it's not just Elizabeth Warren, and it's ridiculous that that they're just keeping all this money, and we get to pay for it. So think about this: if there's no money in the coffers, and the banks have trouble, they're not going to be able to pay us back. You understand that there won't be any money left if this thing doesn't get resolved, because the printing press, the fake money machine that we are living through right now, is going to be shut down. So, okay, that's what'll happen. I want to call out 2 subscribers that always send me stuff. Justin wrote me about how he's been looking for a car time and again, going to different dealerships, and was just flabbergasted by the prices and insurance costs, and did everything right. What's this car going to cost me to maintain? What's registration going to be? He went out and went to Facebook Marketplace and bought a $2,000 Infinity that was from the year 2000 as well. And good for him. Good for you, Justin. No car payment. Oh my gosh, you know how old that car is, Dan? Yeah. Isn't that great? So Justin's great for doing that. Jesse, who always mails me different stories from the newspaper. And I'm always grateful for them. You know, some are things I've already talked about, some are new, but Jesse's always sending me stuff, and I really appreciate that. Great study about how people don't want to relocate for a job. Pass. No, we're fine right here. We don't want to get out of here. Also want to show you guys how high the tide is today. Look at this. It's just flat, but it's all really high up here. It goes up and down twice a day, Dan. Say that joke again, guys. So my point is that it's really high today. Okay? It's really nice. So people don't want to move, guys. No, my kids are good. Lacrosse is great here. Baseball, whatever. Don't want to move. BlackRock just announced that every employee has to come back to work at the office 4 days a week, regardless of your position. So that's good. BlackRock has 19,800 employees right now, and they all have to come back to the office. Right? Look at that monster boat right there. So going to have to come back, and guess what the date is? September 11th. So between now and September 11th, you have to come back to the office. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, world's largest asset company, BlackRock. The CEO of the company, we found value in us working together as a team since the pandemic has ended. Okay, great. Look at this little thing. Wouldn't that be fun to skip around in? See, the problem with that is that you just get, it's you and one other person. That's it. Okay, maybe two on that thing. But share your thoughts on this stuff. So many people are telling me they have to go back to work now. And, you know, there's incentive pay to go back with some of these companies. Some as high as 20%. We'll pay you 20% more if you're in the office. Okay. I won't relocate, but I'll come back for 20% more. So let me know what you guys think about this stuff so far. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know, you misspeak a lot. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. First one's from CNBC talking about how the consumers, their demand is flagging. Flagging, that was the word they used. Well, how about it's dropping off a cliff, baby, and that, you know, it's crashing down to the bottom, to the abyss. Okay, how about that? No, it's flagging, guys. They interviewed Elon Musk, and he said, you know, I like tweeting. I like talking to people. I like saying what I have on my mind. Well, he's the richest man in the world, guys. Let him say whatever he wants. Who cares? Do you think that guy's like normal? I think he's socially weird, okay? And I would love, I mean, I'm telling you, that would be a great meal to have, you know? And then ask about all the women he's dating too. That's a story in itself too. You want to get into some conversation. There's that. But talking about real estate, how it's a huge problem. He's talking about how Tesla's going to deliver the Cybertruck within, you know, by the end of this year. So that's news. And again, nobody's talking about that. They have all those thousands of positives, but it would be interesting to see if that would be, you know, a true truck or not. So that's going to be interesting. The final thing is that Bud Light, their sales dropped another 24% in the last week. Isn't that crazy, guys? That one ad campaign destroyed it. Now, I have seen firsthand at Anaheim Stadium in Southern California how you can't give Bud Light away, okay? Can't do that. I was at a casino where people were like harassing people that were drinking it, and then they stopped drinking it. And I will buy you anything other than that, is what I saw people do for people. Craziness. But this is going to have a toll for years, and I don't know how you fix something like that. So, you know, let me know. Share your thoughts on all this stuff. Don't forget to sign up for Christmas in May. Take a look at our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. And please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Just a beautiful day out here. Okay? Onward and upward, guys. It's going to be interesting to see. Listen to this. I thought they were working over here, but that's the dock. responding to the tide moving. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.